Yesterday, you guys were so juiced over the cover 2 match against Twins video that I had to come back and show you guys how to set up your coverage for this exact same defense against trips formations. Now, I know some of you in the comments section said that this got a little bit wonky for you, so I hope this video helps you out. If you guys don't mind, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, grab out your pen and pad, and let's get after it. Today, we're clamping trips formations. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, I have a coverage Bible game plan on gridirongameplans.gg. This is far and away the best project I have ever put out on defense in my life doing Madden tips. And that's been a long time doing tips, and I've had some great defenses over the years. But in terms of what this product provides you is the ability to know exactly what you're getting out of cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4 match, which includes cover 4 quarters, palms, cover 6, and cover 9 against every type of offensive formation, whether it's twins, like we covered yesterday in the cover 2 video, trips, like we're gonna cover today in this cover 2 video, bunch formations, 4 strong, you guys name it. I have coverages and videos with specific setups where I tell you what to call and what adjustments to make against the popular formations that you guys face online. You guys can become a member on Gridiron Game Plans with our pre-sale offer that is still running, but time is running out. You guys can unlock the entire year's worth of content on the website, which also includes Discord access and lab sessions, a 1-hour group session every single week that I will record and put on the website for players that can't make it live. You guys can watch that the very next day. You guys can unlock the entire year's content for the cheapest price that I offer. And if you guys don't want to do that, I am also still offering the $9.95 a month monthly rate, which is going to change when the game comes out worldwide. So if you guys want to be grandfathered in at that $9.95 rate, that'll never change for you as long as you're a member. Make sure you guys take advantage while time lasts. Now let's get into this video. So with the Tampa 2 defense against cover 3, you're going to be able to do so much with this. You're going to be able to have your slot corner matching the 3rd receiver. You're going to have the slot corner matching the 2nd receiver. You're going to have your slot corner playing underneath. You're going to have swap offs where the slot takes the outside guy and the soft squat takes the inside guy. There's so much that you guys could do with this, but you got to figure out a couple little tricks here. So let's break down how this coverage works as a base function. So as we talked about yesterday in the cover 2, in order for it to match, we have to get rid of hook zone curls. To do this, you are going to activate your adjustments menu and flick the left analog stick down to change them from a hook zone curl into a vertical hook. You will do this on both of those hook zone curls. If you're in a nickel defense, this is a little bit tougher because sometimes that linebacker that's in a hook zone curl gets a mid read instead of a vertical hook. But I have a workaround. You should check out that coverage game plan I just talked about on Gridiron. Now, once you've done this, you're going to have vertical hooks on the field. These vertical hooks will relate to the number 3 receiver in trips. That is the 3rd receiver numbering outside to inside. In other words, that is the A receiver, TJ Hawkinson. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Zan, you said that we can play the middle receiver. We'll get there. Make sure that you guys pay attention. We're going to get there, I promise. So this is a really valuable match adjustment when your opponent is doing something like maybe this, where they are trying to run a flat streak in a corner to the inside most receiver. What you will notice with this is that the vertical hook will turn and run with this player and then stay into the sideline, walling off that throw. This is going to force the check down underneath where you're going to have a flat that can run down and make a tackle and keep it to minimal yardage. Forcing the check down is the name of the game in cover 2. Tackling in the open field is the name in the game of cover 2. You guys go back to the Tampa 2 with Monty Kiffin or Lovie Smith with the Bears. That is a fundamental call, but some of these rules are more advanced than even they were playing in the early 2000s. You actually are getting rules that are kind of built in from the match quarters family that allow you to create these hybrid coverages. So this is a really cool adjustment, but there are limitations to this rule set. If the 2nd receiver or the 1st receiver goes under, this will turn off our matching rules, which is going to necessitate that we have a soft squat on the outside. This was a staple yesterday in our video where I told you that sometimes that soft squat is going to be needed to get vertical down the sideline. So what you'll see here in this case is that when we have this vertical hook will match across the field. Now it is a little bit late, but one of the things I like to do on the side that isn't the trip side is I like to keep my zone coverage on this play. So maybe I'll be playing like a hard flat. I might play a vertical hook on this side, but I think a great user candidate's this weak inside linebacker. So that way, if we do get a late match on a drag, for instance, like for instance, if I were to have something like this, what you would see is I could then help. So you see, like, I could be underneath and peel back. Now, again, that solo receiver, if he's running across the field, though, he's going to end up entering a side where there's a bunch of match and there's no one underneath. So you guys can still go ahead and go straight up match across the board with 2 soft squats and 2 vertical hooks. In this particular instance, your rule set is still to pay attention to that shallow cross from the trip side, because if it comes through, you've got to be ready for it. So you see right here, in this case, this is where I could be, and then I can peel back and help out on that dig. That's a dynamic change. But as I'm sure you noticed, we had some issues with that third receiver. This vertical hook only matches the third receiver if the number 2 doesn't go under. So in this case, number 3 is vertical, but number 2 goes under. That becomes the new rule for this particular player. So he has to go play that, and that's why it's important that you're in the middle of the field. So this is kind of where we got into some of you guys in the comments section yesterday saying it's so hard to play this coverage against trips. Don't worry, we're going to get this all figured out. And that is via a little coverage trick, 2 of them, in fact. The first thing that we're going to talk about is distribution rules of match. Basically, when I'm playing cover 2, what I can do is I can say, let's play our soft squat. Let's play our vertical hook. But I'm going to straight up man up number 3. Manning up number 3 takes away any possibility that our vertical hook will ever latch into match on him. So what you're going to see here is let's send all of these guys vertical. And I'm going to really illustrate how this works by sending the middle guy vertical and over the middle. If that mid read that I just took off the field is gone, you're going to see that the vertical hook is going to convert and play this post route into the middle of the field, shutting it down completely. Basically, this rule set that I have taught on Gridiron for years and years is you cannot match a player that is already individually manned up in the play. So because the guy he normally would match on this play is already manned up, he finds a new guy to match, which is the number 2 receiver. So this creates a dedicated hard-coded match on number 2, whether he runs a corner, a drag, a post, because we have neutralized number 3 by manning him up with someone different. Now, in the case of a Tampa 2 style defense, this is important because what can occur is a drive combo. You might end up with something like this, for instance, where you just have like a Texas route, a post, a streak, a drag, just as a really common online route combination. If you guys are running this defense and you go soft squat, vertical hook, soft squat, and then you man up number 3, this is actually going to behave like a really smart coverage. You can hang out in the middle of the field and you're still going to get the matching twin stuff on the left side from yesterday's video, combined with the stuff that I just handed you with this custom adjustment on the trip side. And again, in either rate, you're just underneath, and look at this match coverage. It's almost behaving like 2-man under, but with smarter play. So you see here in this particular case, we had this soft squat. He walls off the vertical release of this guy, runs down the sideline, but here's a drag coming underneath from the other side. He's going to pass off that vertical route to the safety and come back down into this flat to play this drag. Meanwhile, I'm kind of just helping out. Pay attention to this vertical hook. The running back runs a Texas route, a common cover 2 beater. There are new rules in this year's game where the vertical hooks will match the Texas route. So you don't have that dedicated throw that so many players take against this coverage. But then on this side of the field, if you take a look at the match, because we made up number 3, you get redistribution of number 2. Vertical hook takes the post. And look at our soft squat on the other side. He is just going to run with that underneath call straight into our user. So we're just muddying up the middle of the field in this call, playing a little cover 2 with just a few adjustments. Now, one of the questions one of you guys had in our video yesterday was that, what do you do with the sink plays? So now that we've called a cover 2 sink or cover 2 drop, I guess is what it's called in a lot of cases, all we have to do, we have the soft squat stock on this play, is just change those players to vertical hooks. We can still do our manning up at number 3. You have this 3-rec hook, which is kind of a cool adjustment. You know, a lot of times players online will just blitz their users so that way the front 3 can rush and shed. And now you're going to be in a spot where, once again, when they're running this call, you're basically running the same defense, but it just requires less adjustments. And you see that it's a pretty safe coverage. Those checkdowns that a lot of players throw against cover 2, drags, Texas routes, they're still marked by somebody. The key is those vertical hooks and how you handle number 3. Now, before I leave this video, I want to talk about one final thing. There is kind of the trump card, if you will, with the cover 2 match against trips. And that trump card is if the inside receiver runs a vertical, the middle receiver runs vertical and out, and the outside receiver runs shallow, a lot of times you're going to end up, even if you have vertical hooks and soft squats, you're going to have kind of a weird swap off on this. And even if like we need to man up number 3 on this, you're going to see sometimes this call, especially if it's like a smoke screen or something, can be a little bit tough. You'll end up with like this route just getting open into the sideline. That is the route that will almost always win. So I want to give you guys the answer to this. This is like the one route combo you will struggle with, but the simple solve for this situationally is palms. And the reason for that is that you're just going to get a better matching rule set. So when you run this call, you're going to see that it matches the way you want it to, almost the way you wanted the cover 2 to match. And now we're shutting that down. But again, if you guys are looking for more rules for all these coverages against all types of offensive formations, it is available to you right now on gridirongameplans.gg, as are my best offers of the season. They're going away in a couple days. It'll still be a very fair rate once those offers expire. So make sure you guys check it out no matter when you're watching this video. I'm up out of here. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.